foreclosure, in that sense, will be taken off the table. What's happening today is banks are essentially, and the stories are just horrible. You may have somebody that's been paying a mortgage for 25 of 30 years, 27 of 30 years, and they're at the end of their life. They have some tragedy. They can't work anymore. There's no more income. They can't pay the mortgage. The bank steps in and says, "Wow, bingo! I've just made $1 billion, whatever the number is. I just made a huge fortune. Let's throw this person out in the street in foreclosure and take their house and pocket the profits." That's going to stop. We're not going to allow the foreclosure system to continue to operate. So essentially, it's a legislative fix. And what we will do is we will just simply across the board say to the lenders, guess what? You don't have a foreclosure right until that home buyer dies. Very simple fix. So you've been paying your mortgage for 10 years. Your company shut down. You're switching careers. You find yourself in some dreadful circumstances. The one thing the bank will not be able to do is they will not be able to foreclose on your house. They actually have to wait until the person who actually owns the house, in terms of the name, on the contract, the name on the deed, they will have to die before the bank can foreclose on it. And if it's a two-person situation, which is going to be very likely the case, husband and wife, then both of those parties have to kick the bucket before the bank would have a foreclosure right. But then once the deaths did occur and the foreclosure rights came into being, then it would be up to the heirs. So essentially the children of the parents would have to step forward and say, we want the house, we will pay for it. And if they don't want the house, which is also very likely because they may have moved across the country or they may be living someplace else and don't need the house, then of course the bank would have a right to sell the house on the open market, to repay their mortgage, and then to whatever surplus was left over would be distributed to the heirs. So the simple answer is foreclosure as we have known it will no longer exist when the Quigley administration is in the White House.